What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Battle Central Europe Season 3. Vega Squadron are one game away from elimination. In the best of three, Lions currently taking one game off of Vega, and if they don't win this next game, then they are out of the tournament. We'll see if they can do it. Here on HeflaTV HB1, our Hitbox channel, I'm Mike Loris, got Grandis V with me as well, and man, last game was pretty convincing. What do you think Vega Squadron had to change up?
Honestly, I'm not so sure. Right now I think just go for heroes that can actually fight consistently, without having to really depend on items and what have you. This is a pretty decent opening with Leech Commander and Skyrath Mage. They are time dependent, but as far as the items that they actually need to find initiation, Blink Dagger on Leech Commander is really the only one.
Yeah, so this is going to be a pretty nice combination for the Vega Squadron. You duel them, you Mystic Flare them. Though Lions, they're pretty much already prepared with the Vengeful Spirit. Seal Kid, his Vengeful Spirit play wasn't the most flashy. Well, let's be honest. It was pretty solid, though. He saved his allies so many times, though he ended up giving his life every single time. That's kind of the job of the Vengeful Spirit. The pressure he put onto Phoenix early on was also really high, so I think this is a perfectly nice pick for Seal Kid once again, and it's even better now that Vega Squadron have a Legion Commander Skyrath Mage. If you could swap someone out of that duel, odds are the duel is going to fizzle.
Yeah, fair enough. Right now, they're going to go for the Visage. This pretty much begs Vega Squadron to ban out the Draw Ranger, and indeed they will. It's not unexpected. Not exactly sure what Lions had in mind, but even without the Draw Ranger, this is still a pretty potent support combination.
Of course, they could always go for this minor minus armor thing with Visage. You get a lot of physical damage with him and the Vengeful Spirit on the same team. So even though the Drow Ranger would have been the ideal pickup from the Lions in this game, it's still fine. They could always go for something like a TA and, you know, Tide Hunter, stuff like that, and then still do a hell of a lot of damage with these two heroes. As far as supports go, Venge and Visage not at the top of the damage chart, but they're up there, right with Skyrath Mage. And there's your physical damage right there. It's going to be Lycan for the Lion side. Era's hero is now in the game.
Yeah, and it's not really surprising. Honestly, I'm surprised the Vega Squadron didn't ban it, but my goodness, Vega, they're going to go for the Axe. This is a completely different approach to the draft. We might be seeing the return of the Timber Saw with 3 strength throws already. They do have a decent amount of lockdown for the Timber, don't get me wrong, but the damage you could put out to all 4 of these heroes is pretty immense.
Oh, this is pretty sweet right now. So Vega Squadron, they see Lycan and Visage, and the Culling Blade, or the Counter Helix rather, is going to be great at dealing with both of those. So you could kill off Visage Familiars in a couple of spins, and if you could do that, then Visage is without his ultimate for however long, and that could get some serious value. Also, you're talking about before picking up heroes that could just fight consistently. Axe doesn't really need anything. His cooldowns are extremely low. His damage output is extremely high. As long as he has a full health pool, he's ready to go. So this is certainly going to be a change of pace for the Vega Squadron. However, as far as answers to the Axe, Lions have a hell of a lot of slows, and Axe eventually will be able to bypass all of that once he gets his Blink Dagger, but until he does actually get that item, actually getting in through the Grave Chill, Magic Missile, and a Gale now from the Venomancer is going to be very difficult for the Axe unless he has some serious help from the Earthshaker. For
sure, and even once he gets that Blink Dagger, Venomancer has a well-placed Plague Ward, could end up canceling it as well. So yeah, Axe, it's not going to be the most reliable of initiations, but if he does catch out Lycan with the Creep Wave and his summons, it could just completely be disastrous for Lions. Still, I quite like their lineup. All said and done, Lions have a pretty straightforward approach to this draft. They're going to be looking to push down the towers and push them down very quickly. A lot of damage, but right now I think they need some sort of big AoE lockdown spell. Tidehunter is probably at the top of the list.
Yeah, so that would be pretty sweet for really both sides. If you grab a Tidehunter on either end, you'll be able to have someone on the front line. Tidehunter is not the best matchup with Axe, but unless you're going to flood him with ranged heroes, you probably won't find a good matchup there. For Vega Squadron, they know that they're going to be pushed quite a lot. They have an Axe, so going for something like a Nature's Prophet is going to be near suicidal for the Lion side, but honestly, they don't need someone like that. Jakiro would have been perfect for their lineup, but unfortunately, that's also not a possibility for them. They need another core, and I don't really think it has to be a pushing core. I still think that Timbersaw, just for the ability to fight consistently, clearly Jonas LaFan knows what he's doing, is going to be a pretty nice pick for Lions side right now.
That said, this game I'm not sure if the lane situation is going to be as good for Timbersaw, and it's kind of hard to base Timbersaw off of that first game, because that's pretty much the ideal situation for your offlane Timber. Pretty much not being pressured at all, killing off the safe laner once or twice on top of all of that, and getting your level 8 and incredibly fast timing. We'll just have to see. For Vega Squadron, they have one more pick left. Right now, I think they just need a little bit more counter push. To what lane that's going to be going is still yet to be seen. Wind Ranger, although usually not a hero that I like suggesting, might be good here.
Yeah, I think that would actually be a pretty sweet hero. You have a lot of opportunities to shackle things to familiars to wolves, and if you could land that shackle a little bit easier, that would be great. More crowd control is also fantastic, and Power Shot is a pretty reliable, or a pretty decent skill at counter pushing. Slark is not going to have the most counter push, but it will let Vega Squadron actually fight a lot early on. Pseudo combination with the Skywrath Mage Mystic Flare there between Slark and Axe. Skywrath Mage is pretty much guaranteed to land his flare, and also Slark is just really good against Lycan. So I would have preferred to see a range hero from the Vega Squadron side, since they are now running with 4 melee heroes. But if they can bypass that, then that will be still pretty good for them. Lions don't really have that many heroes that could punish melee heroes. They have Venomancer, and he doesn't really do it that well.
5 seconds remaining.
For Vega Squadron, they're going to need to get their Blink Daggers up fairly early on and fight very often in order to really make this draft work out for them. The Skywrath Mage and Earthshaker, although they can play passively, this game, it feels like they kind of need to be the driving force as far as their early game is concerned. Rotating to lanes, looking to set up kills onto Lions, because if they ever fall back and are on the defensive, Lions are just going to rip apart their towers with really not much committed. Yeah, for Lions, this last pick could be pretty much anything. If they do want to go for the Timbersaw again, that's a very valid option. They will do so.
Hell, you just won a game very convincing with the hero. Might as well go for it again. Was also going to suggest the Necrophos as a potential pickup for Lion, just adding a little bit more sustain to their push. Calling Blade, or a Reaper Scythe, is also pretty good at dealing with the likes of Slark and Axe, who typically do tend to drop pretty low, but actually landing that final blow is where things get the most difficult. Yet Timbersaw, with his vast amount of burst damage, can do something very similar in just 100 to 0ing people. Maybe not against Axe, maybe not against Legion Commander, but 100 to 10 is still pretty decent. So yeah, I like the pickup for Lions. As you said, it's not the ideal playground for the Timbersaw, but if he gets even a shadow of the former game, then he's going to be able to do quite a bit.
10 seconds remaining.
Absolutely. We'll have to see how that works out. To introduce the Radiant side, I'll go ahead and take the Lions lineup. It is going to be 8 Mother playing on the Venomancer, presumably towards the mid. Seal Kid going playing on the Vengeful Spirit, Jonas Sunfan on a return performance on the Timbersaw, and towards the safe lane, Era on the Lycanthrope and Visage, played by Handskin.
And for Vega, Seema the Slayer is going to be handling the Earthshaker. Pashibashu is going to be on the Axe, with Arzeek supporting as a Skywrath Mage. Stalioner is going to be on the Slark, and no one's probably going to be going mid, as the Legion Commander got that sweet Arcana going for herself. And the mid lane scenario for her is going to be up against a Venomancer. I don't think I've actually seen this matchup. These two heroes aren't that rare to see, but I guess they're just not common to see up against one another. The poison damage is going to be ticking for 8 Mother, and the way Legion Commander runs a lane is kind of similar to a Magnus. Like, she does okay in it, but usually she resorts to her overwhelming odds in order to actually get last hits and get lane presence. 8 Mother should be more or less fine in this lane. He might even be able to get kills on Legion Commander if Legion Commander gets a little bit too careless, though. Press the attack, trump scale pretty well.
For sure. Even so, Legion Commander doesn't have a great way to deal with those Plague Words, so I think Venomancer might have just a slight edge, being able to pressure out the lane a little bit better than Legion Commander, or at least put pressure onto the tower once he gets those Plague Words to level 3 or 4. As far as the other lane matchups, for now, Earthshaker is sitting in bottom. He's going to look for the block to help out Axe. Whether this actually stays his dual lane or not is still another story. Slark, as well as Skywrath Mage up towards top against the Timbersaw, should be more than capable of handling this themselves, although I would have liked to see them throw the Earthshaker towards top as well. Seema the Slayer is going to get a little bit more mana and then make his way towards the lane. It looks like it is going to be bot.
This is actually going to let them have some way of killing the enemy side. Axe is extremely tanky, and he's going to be doing a ton of damage. Honestly, I don't even know if Handskin by himself is enough in order to shut down this Axe or push him out of lane. Shaker being here, though, unless he's going to be playing super defensively, is going to be the one to be the most vulnerable. Now with the Vengeful Spirit packing an Invis rune, it's not impossible to see Lajons go for a first blood on Earthshaker if he was, you know, a little bit closer to the creep wave. Since that's not the case, they're going to try to go for Pashibashu. That's probably not going to be happening, especially with Seema now showing his face. But a dual lane, I mean, it's possible that they get kills, but only if the fissure block is absolutely perfect. And also, there needs to be Radiant creeps there. Without that, Axe is just not going to spin enough for any sort of aggression. And this lane, though, Lajons aren't able to keep Pashibashu fully back. They have openings on the Earthshaker.
Yeah, they definitely do. Seema fishing for a fissure, but can't actually find it onto anybody. Right now, the positioning from Lajons just isn't conducive to them getting blocked off, except for Handskin. But even if they found him, it's probably unlikely that they get the kill. I'm not exactly sure if these lanes are really going to accomplish much, but I do expect bottom to be where we have the most of our action. Jonas Sunfan, although potentially could die, definitely not until you have level 3 on the Scarith Mage, and he'd have to take quite a bit of harass, and the Pounce has to land as well.
Well, they're thinking about going mid for a Mother Pashibashu because his Axe has the luxury of messing with the pull camps. Now going to get into a duel with Seal Kid. Magic Missile is going to be thrown. There is a Soul Assumption on Visage. Pashibashu might be going down here. Fissure is going to fly, but it's not going to hit onto the Visage. That's the hero that was really doing the damage, and that's going to be first blood. Hanskin's going to draw it on Axe as he just gets a little bit too far ahead of himself. Visage finding a very early level 2. Like, I'm pretty sure Vega expected the Visage to still be level 1 and to only have Grave Chill, but clearly that's not the case. The Soul Assumption, even at level 1, does a large amount of damage if you get to the bar.
Yeah. Howl also very crucial in that engagement, giving quite a lot of extra damage to Lajons supports. They each got off like 3 to 4 auto attacks through, and with an extra 14 damage a pop, I don't think that kill's possible without Howl.
They're going in for round 2. Wave of Terror is going to fly through. Hanskin coming around from the side. Seal Kid has a Magic Missile. This time it's going to be Seema to take the pressure. Ira is going to have a part in this, although there's no more Soul Assumption. One more right click. It's going to get another kill for the Visage. Pashibashu is going to cancel a Clarity, but that's about all he can do right now. He's in the middle of a whole bunch of creeps. Maybe if he gets a couple lucky spins, he'll kill off Ira. Needs a lot more than that. Only gets one. Gets a second one just in time to kill off Ira. I think with that many creeps, that kill was kind of to be expected there. But it is still going to be only 1-for-1. Seal Kid's going to take a fissure. 40 HP. He survives. Seema going to try to chase forward for this one. Though he will probably be taking more damage than he's dealing. He does have another fissure cooling down. In the meantime, Scarith Mage dies solo. Seema the Slayer still chasing after Seal Kid. Another fissure cooling down, but now the Earthshaker is going to put himself in a pretty compromising position. He does have boots though, and Hanskin has none. Another fissure turnaround. Seema's going to get the kill, and he should be able to back off just fine. So it's going to be a 2-for-1 down towards bottom, but I don't know what happened on top. Jonas Fan somehow found a kill.
Yeah, RC, fairly low HP hero. I assume that was just one too many Timber Chains flying through. They're going to go for the call. Down in bottom, Hanskin dropping low. The spins are coming out from Pashibashu. Are they coming out enough? And they will. An extra spin as well as an Arcane Bolt will secure the end of his life. They will throw a Wave of Terror onto 2, but I don't think they can connect with the Magic Missile. Vengeful Spirit's just way too slow without boots.
Gotta remember that as much damage as Visage can deal out, he is still dealing with, or he was dealing with 0 base armor. Chainmail now gonna make him so much more durable in this lane, as Axe is almost purely physical, has the Battle Hunger, which is, I guess, magical, but I don't expect him to be leveling that up. Counter Helix is the threat, and Counter Helix is going to be what Chainmail protects from. So the Visage, though he did go down that time, it's not going to be replicated again, I don't think, at least not soon. It's gonna be top lane where we're gonna be seeing a little bit of action. Timbersaw doesn't have that much mana, has 1 spell cast. Even with Venomancer coming in here, I don't think they have enough to kill off Stellianer, although I could be underestimating the Venomancer. Stellianer's going to actually use his Pounce offensively, and that's going to mean his death. I guess that you can't really blame the Slark for doing that, but man, that just ended up killing himself.
Yeah, it really did. In mid lane, nobody was showing for the Radiant side. A-Mother was very blatantly missing. If he just saved his Pounce and didn't go aggressively onto the Timbersaw, would have been just fine, but went for the Pounce. It actually leashed him, but he was still able to get the Timber Chain through, so that is going to be the end of his life. Gale going to land on the Seam of the Slayer. He does have a fissure, and shouldn't die to this, although he's going to be taking quite a bit of damage in return. In fact, it's going to be the Slark to kill off that Timber Chain, or Timbersaw, excuse me. They were able to have some Scarith Mage support, and Timber does need to be careful, but does have his level 5.
This is just one of those games where every single lane is capable of killing each other, and I'm probably going to be missing kills, guys. It's a little bit hard to keep up with everything that's possibly going on. Jonas Fan, though he does go down, still sitting at a 2-for-1 kill score, and well, he's level 5 already, and he's pretty much exactly where he wants to be. Maybe not as far as last hits are concerned, but definitely as far as experience is concerned. Axe going to be running into Hanskin in the corner, but with no creeps here, it's very unlikely that he gets anything done. Now they have a medallion on Hanskin. They need a magic missile, though, in order to actually kill off the Axe, and it looks like he will slip away, but medallion already completed on Visage. 2 very early kills with first blood included in that. is going to make Visage, first of all, extremely tanky, but also this axe, though he does have quite a bit of armor, suddenly when you actually have the medallion effect on you, you're very vulnerable to that damage of the Lycan. You have even more minus armor from the Vengeful Spirit, and Axe is going to be taking a fall mighty quick if he's too careless.
Yeah. All said and done, it's 9 minus armor with just a 1 point up in the wave coming up from both of these supports. But at this point in the game, that's incredibly scary. Visage is rolling without boots, so handscan is pretty slow, and positioning is going to be a little bit harder. They do bring in some support in this bottom lane. Bashu does have his level 6, so the dunk is online with the smoke. Arzik running incredibly fast and will find himself a nook inside the trees. But for now, Lions have completely backed off except for Sealkid, and he might be at the receiving end of this kill.
Well, we might have some action happening towards mid. No one trying to clear out wards as best he can. Jonathan thinking about engaging there, but ganking the mid lane, as Timber saw on the Radiant side, is actually pretty difficult. There aren't that many angles there for trees, but bottom lane, Pashibashi is going to charge forward for Hanskin. Fish is going to wall him off. There's the call, although it won't really do that much. He is going to try to hide into the trees. 8 Mother does arrive, has a Gale, but Arzik is way too damn fast with that additional movement speed from the Culling Blade. Yet the Wolves are a little bit faster. The Culling Blade movement speed buff wears out, and Arzik should be brought down here, although very, very slowly. Fissure is perfect, and that means Scarth Mage is probably going to live. Also, the Axe manages to TP out of there. Man, Arzik living at single digits of HP. That was extremely close from Vega, but if you land that dunk, then you're going to be moving pretty darn fast. And unfortunately, 8 Mother, I think he did have an opportunity for a Gale there, didn't throw it out, and ended up letting everyone get away.
Yeah. Slark attempting a pounce up top, going to miss, and Stallion takes the lesser half of that exchange. If Timbersaw's at full mana here, potentially some killing potential onto Stallion, but just not in the cards, especially with level 6. The Slark's going to be able to regen up any of that harass that comes through from the Timber chain. Still down in bottom, Sealkid tagged by that Battle Hunger, very slow, and Pashu is going to pursue this. The Earthshaker's waddling behind Magic Missile, turn around, but the long-range Fissure onto Sealkid. They'll call him back, all they need is a little bit more damage. The extra spin and a dunk is going to be end of Venge's life.
Man, this bottom lane looked really good for Lions, but the more they get into these small skirmish kind of brawl scenarios where the Lycan is a little bit out of position, where the supports from Lions are still very slow, both without boots, they really can't do anything versus this Axe. He has the Tranquils, and as long as that's active, he's not going to be, you're not going to outrun him. It's just not going to happen. No one, though, is in a very compromising position. Timber chain forward, he's going to get the heal on himself, but you don't really want to walk into the chalk room. That's not a good way to go, but you don't want to walk into 8 Mother either. You're stuck between one too many heroes, and you're going to be going down. Legion Commander going to take her first death of the game. A nice pick off from the Lions for sure, especially if they could translate that into a tower, but this bottom lane is pretty much completely now run by the Axe. At least until they get boots up on these supports. Maybe the Visage would have been better off grabbing boots first instead of that medallion. It's hard to say, but either way, Pashibashi is going to feel pretty good about himself. He's going to run into a really bad position. He's going to get slowed down by the Grave, and it's actually going to be the Skyreth Mage to get caught out. Never mind. Missed him being there in general. Axe is going to be slipping away, but Skyreth Mage not as lucky.
Yeah. For now, Lions, they are primed for a pretty scary mid-game, but then again, Vega are without their successes as well. We're going to see, again, the Timbersaw with quite a lot of levels. Getting out of this offlane, left mostly solo versus Stellianer, which isn't going to put any pressure onto the Slark as far as his CS is concerned, but still Jonas and Penn at level 7, 9 minutes in. It's going to set him up for a lot of kills, like the one we just saw on Visage down in bottom. Pretty easy dunk for the Axe. Wasn't expecting to get that one solo, but apparently I was wrong. Got enough spins.
The Axe has 11 armor right now, and Visage still doesn't have boots. The support just can't go near the Axe at all. Well, Sealkid now can because he has boots, but it's going to be Ira to now be in a lot of trouble. Fissure not going to block. Actually, it's going to block his own team off. No, Ira, don't go that way. Oh, that was... Oh, he actually was walled off. I guess that Fissure did work out in the end. Like, it blocked his own team off, but it also blocked off Ira. So, all planned, I'm sure. Vega get another kill.
Yeah, I mean, it works out, and that's going to be Era dying for the second time this game. We are going to see even more action as they catch out Sealkid. Incredibly slow. Concussive shot silenced up Arcane Bolts. They will dunk him down, and that's going to be the end of his life. A mega kill for Pashibashi. Now the spin, going to kill both of the familiars, freshly summoned by Visage, and now pursuing Handskin. Is Grave chilled, but that's going to wear off eventually. He has some backup on the sidelines, but Arzik needs to be careful, and that's going to be the end of the aggression, but still, huge win for this Axe. Not only getting kills, but also getting those fresh familiars, which is really huge.
Familiar's cooldown is just so huge. Like, it feels like forever, and that's because it is forever. It's pretty much black hole cooldown. and now Visage is going to be without them, and that's part of the reason why Vega chose the Axe. I don't think they expected the Axe to have this much of a great start, is he's now 5-1-1 after even giving First Blood, but man, being able to kill off familiars like that if they get caught one time, I didn't think one spin was enough to kill off the familiars, but maybe he got two really quickly. Either way, familiars attack very fast, and if they don't have their damage charges, they're only going to be hitting for 10 before reduction. So Axe is going to have so many other chances in order to get those off. Stallion is now caught in the Timber Chain and the Chakram. He's going to be going down. As bad as Lions are doing everywhere but the top lane, they're just doing fantastic up here. They're going to go get a double on Jonas and Fan, in fact. The Axe is doing really well, but Timbersaw is as well. Who's going to have a bigger impact in this game?
I'm tempted to say Axe since he does have that Blink Dagger, but Jonas Sunfan, his last game performance was really great, so we'll just have to see how active they're going to be around this entire map. Mid lane pressure is being applied by 8 Mother and his Plague Wards, dropping the tower down low, but now Pashy Bashu in here, his Blink Dagger is going to get cancelled, so that's going to be the end of that. But either way, I think only time will tell. Right now, this game is a lot closer than we saw in game number 1.
Yeah, so it's a really farmed offlaner versus a really farmed offlaner, and there aren't many times when you see that happen ever. Like, one farmed offlaner is rare enough, let alone two. Lions, they're pushing mid, but at the same time they're taking Roshan because Ira has his Vlad's up, Hanskin has the Medallion. And as long as Lions don't actually get into a fight right now, they're going to be taking a small victory, or a sizable victory actually. Lions and Hanskin, or Ira and Hanskin, going to get a large infusion of golden experience from that, and now they're going to crash the mid lane. Wave is going to spot them all out. Jonas Fan, he's going to miss his Timber Chain, but that's actually probably going to help him because now he's that much closer to Arzeek. He's not even needed for that kill as Visage just by himself, with the help of Jonas Fan, of course, or with the help of Ira, of course, is going to get the kill on the Scarith Mage. Still very soft and still very close to level 6. Not that it would have saved him. It's still going to be Roshan plus Tower going the way of Lions, and Venomancer very close to his mech. It's soon going to be the point where Lions can rotate all around and just get all the towers, but they'll have to worry about the blinking axe. They'll have to worry about soon a blinking Legion Commander. Their pushing is going to be a little bit more difficult down the line.
It is. The Legion Commander, as of yet, really hasn't had much of an impact at all. Firing up an absolute storm, AD CS here at 13 minutes, and the second highest in the game. Died once, hasn't been involved in a single kill, however, and we have yet to see Duel get stacked up for the Legion and actually be casted. I don't think it has at all this game. Either way, Timbersaw now moving up towards top. The Slark needs to be careful. He's going to find a really surprising angle here. It is nighttime, so I don't think Stallioner has actually spotted out the Timbersaw, but there is not going to be any initiation. As we already saw, Shadow Dance isn't a reliable way to save you from the Timber. All of his damage is AoE and is still able to kill you through it, and he might even be able to do this solo. There is a lot of damage coming through. He's going to return the Chakram. Stallioner surviving on double-digit HP. He's healing up, not enough, but Jonas Sunfan isn't able to find the angle, and now with Seam of the Slayer in rotation, they should be able to kill off this Timbersaw, or at least put a lot of pressure onto him. Fissure flies through, going to block him off very nicely off of that small camp, but he'll be able to chop through those trees one way or another. Going to use the Whirling Death to do it. Concussive Shot going to fly, going to slow down Jonas Sunfan. They have a Silence and a Mystic Flare, but they just can't do it. Everybody else is coming in, and they couldn't have gone for that dive. Timbersaw playing aggressively, but not punished for it.
And that's something that Timbersaw can do. Has the point booster, has the stick charges as well. Now has backup incoming, although he didn't have before. It's going to be a fight brewing up on the top lane, where 8 Mother is going to be setting up a whole swarm of those wards, and he's going to be slowly chipping down the tower. We have a Shadow Blade being picked up by the Slark, so this is go time for Vega, and now they're going to be rotating in with said hero. There is not going to be anyone to reveal this except for poor Hanskin. He's not going to be the target. Oh, there he is. He's pinged out, and so he actually has familiars to cover him. Blink forward from Pashy Bashu, though. Gonna catch 2 in the call with the creeps working as well. Pashy Bashu is going to get a lot of damage done to him, and he's going to be going down a trade. It's going to be 8 Mother now get dueled up by no one. Jonas Fan still has double damage. He's going to kill off the Scarith Mage, and 8 Mother survives the duel, turns around for a Gale. That's going to connect on 2. Here comes Ira. Seema's down. Now no one is soon to fall as well. Ira thinking about who to chase after. He's going to decide on Stallion. Shadow Blade not going to help you versus sentries on the deck, and now no one is going to be also a casualty of war. Ira came in way too late, but wow, that axe dropped a lot faster than I really thought, and Venomancer surviving that duel, crucial. He got a 2-man Gale, no ultimate, doesn't even matter. Jonas Fan with a double damage rune, doing some serious damage. I think the answer to who's going to be doing more, Timbersaw or Axe, this time it's Timbersaw.
Yeah, that, I don't know, jumping from the Axe, it caught a handful of heroes as well as the creeps, but just didn't get enough spins. The familiars end up attacking the Axe and then getting instantly blended down, but it just didn't matter. Axe melted. With the Blade Mail and the Blink, it's not the tankiest of axes, even though he has a lot of armor. Lions also have a lot of minus armor. I believe the medallion as well as the Wave of Terror connected, and at that point he's sitting at a very moderate amount of survivability. Era going to be pursued by Pashu, however, body blocked a little bit by the wolves. With the Timbersaw here, he's completely out of mana, so Pashu actually can't get killed. In the meantime, it's actually the Visage Fall with Fissure and a Panels coming out from the Slark. They're looking for the turn. Pashu is still flirting with the enemy team, going to pop the Blade Mail before he gets Magic Missile. Pashu is still surviving, but not really accomplishing anything either. Going to kill one of those wolves, and now tagged by the Gale is in a whole heap of trouble. Fissure lands on the Seal, get Pounce as well as the Dark Pact. That's going to be end of Vengeful Spirit, can cut shot into 8 Mother. The ultimate from Sky's Mage completely whiffs, but now the duel. 8 Mother probably not going to survive through this one. The damage is there as no one gets his first stack of damage, but then again the Timbersaw comes through. No one's going to fall. Axe is also dropping low. It's a 2 for 3? My goodness, that turnaround at the end by Jonas Sunfan.
No, not just yet, because Venomancer is broken, guys. Triple kill for 8 Mother because he got a single hit with that Poison Sting. Will also pick off the Scarith Mage. Looks like Seema is going to be okay, but that brawl looks so great for Vega. That fissure and that positioning from their fight, they got a stack of damage on the Legion Commander, and I suppose that's going to be a little bit better for them. They take out the Venomancer, but he got his ultimate onto so many heroes, and that ultimate just does way too much damage. Unfortunately for Lions, they still have this Aegis on Lycan. I could have gotten some serious value if he was a little bit more in those fights, but Axe dropping for another time. The Timbersaw, Timber chaining through with Whirling Death, connected onto, I believe, 3 heroes. Just getting ridiculous value out of that. And now does he have his Bloodstone? He does. It's 17-minute Bloodstone. Where does Boots go? He did have Boots, right?
No,
it's on
at one point he
did.
did.
There it is.
Okay,
Found it.
There we go.
All right, so he has his boots and everything like that. Timbersaw, he is going to be filling this one up really, really fast because this game is just not going to quit. It's going to be Pashu to once again find Handskins Familiars. He's going... No, that was Grave Chill on a Hellbear, so never mind. He's going to be just fine. Pops the Blade Mail, in fact. He's going to once again be flirting with death. This time, 8 Mother Seal Kid, both here. They don't have vision for a swap, and, well, Blink Out from Axe looks like he's going to be just fine. This Visage is just so sad right now. He's going to be going for an Aghanim Scepter, which just means that Axe is going to be able to kill 3 Familiars instead of 2, yet still, even with Axe getting that additional farm, 100 gold a pop, it just doesn't feel like enough. Lions are taking fights narrowly better, and I think it's because Venomancer has his mech completed. There is no mech on Vega, and no one is even building one.
Yeah. Even though this is just having a great time because his familiars are dying, he's been able to be involved in quite a few kills. And oh, they are going to find the Blink Call onto poor 8 Mother. Dueled up. They're not getting enough spins. And the swap from Seal Kid, it looks like it might deny them the dual damage. No, with the dunk, they are going to be able to kill him off. They are going to get King's Custom shot into Lycanthrope, but that's not going to slow down the Wolf inside his shapeshift form. And the Wolves are chunking down RZ, but it's not going to be enough damage. Just a clean pick off for Vegabot.
Second stack of damage for the Legion Commander. Got a really slow start with those duels, but Blink Call into duel, just so much lockdown duration. And actually, Pashu is going to try to pick a fight with Jonas Fan, but gets a face full of pure damage. Chop from Axe, not quite going to be there. Now a Chakram going to be thrown, and Pashu is going to survive because Legion Commander comes in at the last possible second with overwhelming odds. A razor-thin battle, although I guess the Axe kind of cheated because he brought a friend. The Timbersaw versus Axe duel is so far going to remain inconclusive. Era, though, is going to be caught out, swapped back from Seal Kid, who will give his life for Era, but Era is going to die anyway with another overwhelming odds. No one's just jacking kills left and right with that skill. It's going to be 2 kills for Vega. And Lions, man, they took some pretty nice, massive fights, like a full 5-on-5, but getting picked off in these small-scale engagements, this is where Legion Commander really shines. This is where the combo from Legion Commander Scarith Mage works really well, and this is where this Shadowblade Slark gets his value. So Lions, they have to be a lot more careful, especially because Vega have so much more initiation than Lions.
Especially now that Seema picks up a Blink Dagger less than 20 minutes in for his support after Arcane Boots, and my goodness, this is ridiculous farm for the ES. Blade Mail now up for the Legion Commander, and they have tied up the tower score now. They currently are sitting on advantage, although not super significant. This game is so close for either side.
Seal Kid is going to get initiated upon. Stallioner is going to straight TP out of here. Handskin 5 seconds away from Familiars, and that's going to be a very in-and-out kill from the Slark. Shadowblade is an item that you have to be playing very aggressively if you're going to be justifying it on the Slark. And this is exactly the type of scenario that Stallioner wants to be playing with this item. It's too often that we see Slarks pick up the Shadowblade, and it's not in agreement with how they're playing, but man, Shadowblade is the best item to have at the moment because, quite frankly, the supports from Lions don't want to be spending money on sentries. With this much fighting going on, sentries don't help you fight.
Yeah, they definitely don't. Vengeful Spirit, again, we're going to see Seal can be absolutely dirt poor. Not much at all that Venge can do about that, but still Vega are able to keep up this aggression. Axe is hunting through the enemy jungle, doesn't find anything, and Lions are completely clumped up his 5-man group, except for Jonas Sunfan, who just wanted to farm a couple of jungle creeps. He's going to bump into Pashy Bashu, and this man knows no fear. He doesn't see the enemy team, and that's going to be his demise. With the Mystic Flare coming through, Echo Slam dunk. My goodness, they threw everything into him, but they bring him down incredibly fast.
Man, got him so convincingly as well. With Timbersaw, you don't really want to take any chances, especially when you have a Vengeful Spirit on the enemy side as well. A quick swap out and suddenly all of your skills can be going to waste. So 8 Mother just uses ultimate on top for some reason. Hit a lot of creeps, got some farm I guess, but that's not really a skill that you want to be wasting in this game when you're fighting so often. You need every single tool that you can get, and well, now the Venomancer is going to be down without that one for another 100 seconds, plus it costs a crap ton of mana. 20 to 17 in this game seems like it's in Vega's favor, although by how much? I mean, it's 4,000 right now in golds, about 7,500 in experience, but just with the burst potential of Timbersaw, the dot potential of Venomancer, that can turn on its head very, very quickly. Stallion, though, hunting for Era. He's going to wait for the dragons to do what they can versus this Lycan, although it seems like the damage they're doing is nil. Stallioner still hunting. He's going to open up with the Shadow Blade. Has Seaman Slayer coming in as well. Era going to start shapeshifting, but he will get completely walled off. And now Era, even though he has a lot of armor, he has nowhere to run. He's going to be brought down. That's going to be reinforcements incoming. However, for Lions, Pashabashu is going to get hit with a lot of minus armor. Gets the call off. Familiar Stomp is going to deny him any sort of spin. Stallioner the BKB is going to try to kill off 8 Mother, taking no damage. In the meantime, Handskin being brought down by Arzeek and Seaman Slayer. 2 supports wailing onto that Visage and will get the kill. Where is the Timbersaw in all this? He's coming in with the Haste Rune and Invis Rune. Oh man, this is a pretty big opportunity for Jonas and Van. He's going to not get the Legion Commander, but will annihilate the Axe first of all. No one looking for a duel, but probably isn't going to want to do this. We'll think about it. Arzeek does not have enough mana for a flare, and Jonas Fan going to get a little bit more distance. Sealkin 8 Mother coming right back in. Arzeek is going to be pursued by Jonas and Fan. Gets the silence off, but I don't know if he's actually going to be able to escape that, as Timbersaw is really sticky. And looks like Timbersaw is going to decide to disengage. In the meantime, no one up on the high ground. Maybe he's going to be dueling someone. He's going to run straight into 8 Mother. Blinks not into the low ground, however. Don't think it matters. He will be able to slip away alive. And Lions, once again, don't really take the best trade. Era is going to die yet again. Even with the amount of armor he has, still very vulnerable. But that should just about be it. Timbersaw is bleeding Bloodstone charges at the moment. He's getting some kills, but he's dying just a little bit more.
Yeah, he is, and after last game, this is pretty surprising. His KDA still looks amazing, but his deaths is just kind of really bad times, and now it could be even worse. Stallion here Shadowbladed up, going to be farming alongside this Timbersaw without any backup. It's unlikely Slark is going to go for that kill, and if he does, he might be in a lot of trouble. Timbersaw is pinged out, they have spotted each other, and Jonas Fan is going to pull out, and Slark's just going to farm the wave. He does have Pashibashu in reserve.
Alright, so Pashabashu is going to be going for his Aghanim Scepter, so this Axe is finally going to get some durability on him. Still, the Whirling Death is going to be chunking him down really hard, but while the Slark and Axe are just scouting out for potential solo kills, the rest of the team is in Roshan. The Roshaning party from Vega is actually really, really slow, and Lions, they're going to be able to spot this out with Invisible Wolves, maybe even Jacket. Like, that's the dream for them. Assault Cuirass now like in a huge pickup, and I'll discuss that a little bit later, but right now we have a Roshan fight brewing. Seema is going to get tagged with the Gale to start things off, only on one person. The Fish is going to be walling off everyone else, letting no one in Stallioner finish off Roshan. Wolves onto Seema, and it looks like the Earthshaker is going to be trying to TP away. He will actually get away because the Venomancer changes his mind, but the Chakram's going to fly through. Stallioner already dropping very, very low. Pashabash in the middle of everything, can't get a nice enough call though. He's hit with the Venomancer ultimate, he's going to be brought down. That's 2-0 so far in favor of the Lion side. Going to make it 3 as they also pick off the Scarith Mage. Aegis is claimed by Lycan. Did he actually? Yeah, Radiant got the kill, and they grabbed the Aegis. A huge set of plays for the Lions. Yeah. And just like that, they might have just taken the lead in this game.
I think that's fair to say. Jonas Sunfan had a field day in that fight. Roshan Pit is one of the scariest places to fight up against the Timbersaw, and he was able to drop a Chakram so deep into the pit in a position that Leech Commander could do nothing but walk out of it and die, or stay in it, fight Roshan, and die. Roshan actually got the last hit on the Leech Commander, so technically it's only a 2-0 in favor of Lions, but since they get the Roshan, last hit and the Aegis, it doesn't actually matter. It's still a huge fight for them, and even though Leech Commander died to Roshan, Bloodstone charges for Timber, now up to 7.
Alright, so the fight's happening right after Assault Cuirass is picked up. And if you look at Vega's side, Legion Commander, well, she makes her bread off of physical right clicks. Maybe not so much at this point, but for the most part she does. Axe, though he does have 2 points in Battle Hunger, Counter Helix is physical damage. And if you are able to protect that at all for the team, then that's going to be huge. Not only does it offer the Lion side a whole bunch of armor, but also the minus armor is relevant because they already have the Medallion, they already have the Wave of Terror. So Assault Cuirass is the item that you want from Era. Maybe the Necro Book would have been a little bit better a little bit earlier, but I think for right now, Era's got to be so happy that he has this item completed because suddenly Lions, they're going to be a lot tankier. And also we have Hanskin now packing that Aghanim Scepter. 3 Familiars now up. They have enough HP to maybe survive an Axe, but who knows. This is going to be still very dangerous for the Visage, but man, after that fight, Lions are getting so many big items.
Yeah, and another big one, Jonas Sunfan has his Aghanim Scepter, and if his damage wasn't big enough already, he now has 2 Chakrams to throw out, and although his Bloodstone charges aren't the greatest, if they take another fight of the same magnitude as that Roshan Pit fight just previously, he'll be able to sustain those Chakrams for quite a long time, and even if he's not able to keep them out for very long, it doesn't matter. Vega are just going to be ripped apart. Most of your heroes don't have the highest of HP pools, and the ones that do, the Legion and the Axe, are going to eat Whirling Death to the face.
So just like that, it seems like 26 minutes is the time when everyone wants to have their Aghanim Scepters up. There are now 4 in the game. Jonas Fan, 8 Mother Hanskin, and Pashubashu on the Dire side. There is an invisible Slark who is stalking someone. It's going to be 8 Mother take the heat. He's going to get silenced. Mystic Flare is going to whiff, but 8 Mother still taking so much damage. Stallion swap back might save 8 Mother for a little while. Stallion to the BKB is going to get a little bit of distance out as Jonas Fan with the double Chakram is going to be chasing down the Scarith Mage. Will get that kill. Now the Wolf right on top of Stallioner. He's going to get a little bit of help from no one. Now the Axe is going to call as well. Era, as tanky as may be, is not going to be tanky enough for all those heroes. He's going to be brought down. 8 Mother has his ultimate, but he's stunned up, can't get it out. That's still going to be a duel won by the Legion Commander, even though Era didn't necessarily die there, at least didn't die for real. He's right back up with the Aegis, and because of the Aegis, they can go for a little bit more. Blink forward from Jonas and Fan. Going to throw the double Chakram, not going to connect onto anyone but Vega. They have no Echo Slam right now, so I think they're going to lose this tower. It's still nice to have a little bit more damage on the Legion Commander, but it's a little bit nicer to have a tier 2 tower under your belt.
It really is, and right now it's just going to fall so quickly. The Visage Familiars did die inside the Blink call. Visage needs to be really careful to keep those Familiars away from the middle of the fight and wait until Pashubashu jumps in before bringing them to do the damage. And honestly, I think they'd be better spent looking for split push. Either way, they found Stallioner, and my god, that burst damage. Pashubashu jumps in with full creep wave, bursting down Hanskin very low. They will duel him up and get that extra damage. Now Sealkid dropping a Fisher landing onto A Mother, also pursued. Enchantota misses. A Mother is going to be able to get out here, trying to TP. No one is going to drop before he comes through with the pass by of Jonas Sunfan, and my goodness, Seema can't survive either. It's a 4-for-2 trade that looked like it was going to be good for Vega, but in the end, it's now Lions to put some pressure onto the high ground even.
Era and Jonas and Fan were not paid any attention. Vega were just trying to go after the softer heroes of the Lions side, the non-strength heroes of the Lions side, and though they did get quite a few of those kills, they had to worry about a Timbersaw and a Lycanthrope at full HP by the end of it, with only the Scarith Mage to defend. I mean, fortunately for the Scarith Mage, Jonas Fan doesn't have a Blink Dagger, so there's no chance for the Scarith Mage to actually die right now, but there's no way he's going to be able to defend this. Lycan's pushing power is huge with the minus armor from the Assault Cuirass, and Jonas Fan with the Chakram, the double Chakram at that. As many Aghanim Scepters as there may be in this game, Timbersaws is probably the strongest upgrade. I think Hanskin would have an argument in any other game, but not up against an Axe, so double Chakram doing some serious work for Jonas and Fan. He's all the way up to 3,700 gold. He could pick up a Shiva's Guard, he could pick up a Blink Dagger. It's going to be Sealkid to fall, but man, Sealkid has been playing an impeccable Vengeful Spirit. He's been saving his allies so many times, or at least has been trying to. Sometimes it's just not in the cards, but he's doing his job correctly. Everyone from Lions really doing their job as best they can.
Yeah, it's just looking so good for Lions at this point. If they're on even Rack's footing, Vega can potentially take a fight like that. Oh, Pashubashu spotted out, double Chakrams fly through, and now he's in a whole heap of trouble. Even with the Blade Mail, Jonas Sunfan going to, I don't know, just casually walk that one through. Timber Chain as well as the Whirling Death. It's going to be the end of Axe's life. That Blade Mail felt like it did no damage in return, or very little at that.
Yeah, he popped the Blade Mail, but he didn't really want to sit in the Chakram to return the damage because he's not going to win that race, so he had to leave, and then, well, they weren't doing any damage to the Axe yet. He had his Blade Mail up, so it's pretty much a no-win situation with the Axe. You either sit in double Chakram or die and try to race the Timbersaw, which is not going to win, or you just leave and then your Blade Mail is wasted, so Jonathan, now 13 Bloodstone charges, is going to be respawning mighty quickly if he ever does die. Has a BKB, and though Vega have a duel to go through that, I don't really know if they want to be dueling him. It's going to be Handskin down towards bottom to hit with Mystic Flare Fissure. That will not be lethal just yet. Swap back out from Steel Kid. Stallioner is going to be dropped very low due to Jonas Fan. He's going to think about Timber Chaining forward, but he's not quite going to find an angle. Seaman Slayer also going to try TP out. Stallioner is actually very low on mana. He's forced into the BKB. The damage race is going to be huge. 3 familiars, 2 wolves, a big wolf, and of course a giant goblin thing in a mech suit. Way too many heroes for one poor fish, and he's going to be going down. They're going to charge forward for a little bit more. Vega, I suppose it is nice to try to go for those kills, but once again, Seal Kid being the hero of Lajons.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not sure what Vega can actually do about this. 2-2 tower down and bottom, at the very least, is going to be forfeit. Right now, I think they rely very heavily on Seema getting a huge Echo Slam to win those fights, followed up by an Axe Call. Maybe, just maybe, they can take an epic team fight, but outside of that, their damage is pretty limited. And you have the Vlads and the Assault Cuirass offering everybody an extra 10 armor, and Vega, they just don't have enough. They need a lot more items on the Leech Commander, and in particular the Slark. Even though he went for that Shadow Blade first, and I like the choice, especially the way that he played with it, it's not really paying off now.
Yeah, it helped him get a Hyperstone and a BKB, and these are good items to have on the Slark. I think in any quote-unquote normal game, it would have been enough to be in this stage, but Vega, they're not really getting that much on their other heroes. There's 56 damage on Legion Commander. She has a BKB Blade Mail. She's doing okay, and Axe could do a decent amount of damage as well, but it just seems like they're outclassed in pretty much every aspect. This Slark maybe just needs a little bit more, and I don't think you could say that it's Slark's fault or anything like that. Vega, they're just getting outplayed mostly because of this Vengeful Spirit being there, because of the burst potential of the Timbersaw and the dot potential of the Venomancer. There aren't many good options for Vega at this point. They're already down one set of Raxes, and it is possible for them to defend. Like, they have some amazing pickoff tools in the duel, in the call, in Echo Slam, Mystic Flare. Like, all these things are what you want to have on your team if you're going to be pushed with all these familiars and wolves and everything. Giant creep waves. It's really where Earthshaker and Legion Commander shine, but they're already a Rax down, and that is a pretty crippling factor right now. Fortunately for them, they have a tier 2 tower still up, but it's not in the right lane.
Yeah, it's not. For now, we are going to have Lycan reconnecting this game. Looks like they just needed a quick restart for some reason, but either way, we are going to have the go coming out from both sides. Jonas Sutton Fan with 14 Bloodstone charges is able to consistently keep those chakrams out. Just a really quick throw in, throw back to kill off the creep wave if he does use both of the chakrams, and honestly, he doesn't need to. He'll just leave the one chakram out for a little bit, and that's your creep wave gone.
And look at this map vision for Lajons. They have the Venomancer, so obviously they're going to be throwing out random wards wherever they possibly can, but also they know exactly what's going to be happening if anyone leaves through the mid lane. They know exactly what's happening if anyone leaves through the bottom lane. Top lane, they don't really give a damn about because there's still a tier 2 tower there. The Roshan is going to show his timer very shortly, but because Lajons have just complete map control, it doesn't really matter when Roshan is going to respond, because Lajons are going to be able to jump in and with their minus armor kill him off in a hurry. Jonas Fan, though, is going to be a Shaded Pond. There's the duel with the Blade Mail. Jonas Fan is going to not have enough time to get his BKB, but a swap out from Steel Kid once again is going to... Are you kidding me? Oh, God. Where is Ira in this fight? He is in the middle of everything. Yeah. Well... Okay, so duel from no one. Still onto Jonas Fan, though I think Jonas Fan is going to be fine. Seal Kid, what a freaking player, man. I mean, that swap has been saving so many people so many times. 8 Mother landed his ultimate onto, I believe, everybody. Yes, everyone has a Nova on them. Ira's not shapeshifted, but no one's BKB is about halfway through. So I guess place your bets right now, guys. Who do you think's going to win? I'm personally feeling that even though Lions don't have a healthy Timbersaw, the fact that 8 Mother landed his ultimate on everyone is probably just going to win them the fight.
Yeah, I think so. Duel is pretty much all over on the Timbersaw. He can pop his stick charges and his BKB and potentially look for a turn. They have the familiars over the top as well, and Pesci Pesci's already dropped his call. They can, at the very least, like focus down one of these other heroes with the familiar damage, or just look for the stuns. Howl is available for the Lycan, and with that extra Howl damage, the familiars are going to be doing quite a bit inside this fight. And Vega are just so clumped up. I don't see an angle where they actually win it, and even if Timbersaw does die, he'll be back in probably 20 seconds. I'm not sure about the exact math, and may or may not be able to buy his boost of travel if he sells Bottle and Magic Wand.
Alright, so this is like a really freaking epic screenshot going on right now. We have so many small things going on right now. Like, if we go from the right side, we got Seal Kid, who's in the middle of a magic missile versus Stallianer. I'm pretty sure if there was no pause, he might be hit with that magic missile. Though he has a BKB, you can bet right now he's going to be mashing that button, and I don't think Seal Kid is going to be able to win that. So Seal Kid, I'm pretty sure, is a casualty of war, but he already did his job, as he has been doing for the entire game. 8 Mother is going to be taking a fissure up towards top. He's also called, and Pashibashu is not running towards the Venomancer, so he's not going to take any helixes. Our Zeke is just fleeing, and Seema's going to try to lock down 8 Mother as best he can. There's no Force Staff, no Blink Dagger on Shaker, so he can't reposition himself for an Echo Slam. And of course, on the left side of the fight, Hanskin, Ira, and Jonas and Fan are going to be trying to deal with no one. With 3 familiars, they all have pretty much full damage charges. No one, though he is very healthy right now, I don't think that's going to be the case for much longer. And Pashibashu, he's got to go to the left side of the fight, and he has to try to get a Culling Blade kill on someone. That's like, yeah, this is like screenshot worthy right here.
It really is.
Except for the pause thing in the middle.
Well, I mean, if you open up like the cinematic view, you can actually swing around without the pause, and there's actually a couple really, really good angles.
The blade mail up on Axe. Look at that.
That's more humorous than anything. It's actually just a porcupine.
I like the Venge Slark thing going on right now.
Oh,
She,
yeah.
like,
I
is
think
getting
that's my
ready for
favorite.
it. Look at this, guys. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I like that Slark is actually looking into her hand. Like, oh,
Bring it on,
shit.
bitch. And they're like, Slark is like in the flags as well.
Yeah, he is. This is...
There's random melee creeps here for the Radiant. This one guy's trying to poke Slark in the back. Oh, and his sword is going all the way through. Slark is dead, guys. You can see like a little
He's
splatter
actually
of blood
been
on the bottom
impaled.
as well. Look at that.
My goodness. Melee creep MVP. Actually just one-hit KO the Slark.
Friggin' man. You can't depend on these melee creeps most of the time, but sometimes they'll just get you instant kills. Like, look at this guy. This guy's a friggin' hero. This one melee creep, he's just like not even looking where he's stabbing anymore. He's like, man, I hope this actually hits. The other creeps are
actually
like,
just fell
good job,
over.
Fred. Way to go.
He fell over into the Slark. Got the kill.
I'm doing it, guys.
Doing
Radiant
it.
are gonna be so proud of me.
The other creep looks really surprised. Like, I don't know.
Oh my god, did you really just do that? I can't believe you stabbed him.
Why did you stab him? We're supposed to kill the base.
That's our one goal. Oh, also, speaking of base, mid lane is in full breach. So-
Yeah, that is
Not-
something to
Yeah, not the
keep in
biggest
mind.
creep wave, but still might be relevant.
I mean, since we are paused, I think Vega, they need to step up their statue game very, very badly. We have a centaur, and that's it.
Dude, I'm still looking at these, like, heroes with the cinematic view or whatever. Like, Legion Commander dueling the Timbersaw right now, that's also freaking sweet. With the familiars right overhead.
There's just so many particles going on my side that it's really hard to tell what's actually going on, but if you, like, actually just zoom into her face.
Oh man, I'm getting all the good shots for the stream. They see the epicness that is Dota. Man, if this was like a regular, I mean, if it wasn't paused, like this would have been by far over already, and who knows, the game might be over as well. But you don't actually have many chances to appreciate these things in Dota. It is a very beautiful game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, usually when we're paused, it's at these like really crappy times where, oh, everybody's just farming in lane, but this is actually like a really cool snapshot.
Penis sword. Well, sure, guys, if you want to put it that way, I guess, but jeez. I wasn't going to go there.
Okay. They've ruined my immersion with penis
Guys,
sword.
god damn it, you're ruining Grandis's immersion. You guys are terrible.
Yeah. What's actually going on with Lycan? He has like dirt all over him. What is that from?
I have no idea. He has this whole like pig pen thing going on.
It is like the big pen
Oh no,
thing.
those are familiars
Oh,
summons,
They
right?
just got summoned, yeah.
That's pretty sweet, man. You never noticed that. There's like a random black hole in the top of it. Oh, that's the medallion. Okay. Just didn't see that from an angle. Okay, wait, but we're gonna get this going. Hopefully. So, yeah, I probably should have polled the audience to see who they think is going to win, but Ira's back, and we are going to, yeah, see what happens here. BKB is going to pop on Slark. No one's going to try to finish off Jonas Fan. Meantime, Venomancer ultimate is going to be ticking. So here it goes. Stallion, he's going to pop the... No, he's not going to pop the BKB. He's going to get the dunk immediately on the Vengeful Spear. And then suddenly Vega, they're going to all charge forward. The Timbersaw is going to escape, but they're all taking that poison damage. That's going to be 1, 2, make it 3, make it even 4. Stallioner's not going to give 8 Mother the rampage because Ira takes the last hit. But that's GG. That was so anticlimactic. Oh my god.
It really was, my goodness. That Venomancer ulted absolutely wrecking Vega. They kill off the Venge, but that was kind of to be expected. Magic Missile actually hitting Slark is pretty big there, but yeah, when you get a Venomancer ultimate that's agged up at this level, it is maxed out on everybody. That's more or less a one fight. Vega have to bail, and there just was no running from that.
So 2 very impressive games from the Lions side. Seal Kid's Vengeful Spirit impressed me thoroughly. Jonas Fan Timbersaw also pretty much on point, and of course everyone else from Lions firing off on all cylinders as well. That's going to mean that Lions are going to move on in the Battle of Central Europe, and that means Vega are going to be dropping out. They had a pretty decent run, but Lions, I'm actually feeling pretty good about them just taking the entire thing. Of course, going up against, what is it, VP Polar waiting in the final or something like that is going to be incredibly difficult for any one of these teams, but Lions are putting up a pretty decent showing, and that's going to be it here on HeflaTV HB1. We hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you did, be sure to hit that follow button and follow us over on Twitter and Facebook as well. It's just those things /HeflaTV. The VODs will be up on youtube.com/HeflaMoke probably within a couple of hours. I'm Mike Loris. I've been joined by GrandisV. You could follow each of us at Mike Loris, at GrandisV on Twitter. Any final words before we close this out, man?
I think the hype is definitely... oh my goodness, I completely lost what I was going to say. But Lions, they're performing incredibly well, and they're on a bit of a hot streak. I quite like watching them play, and I don't think they're overhyped yet, but we might be getting that point close. Either way, thanks for watching. See you soon.
Alright guys, later.